Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we will, over the next few days, we will speak about 5 principles of success from the scriptures: Sangha, Mantra, Shastra, Prasada, and Seva. And we start with Sangha. Sangha means association. And I think even before I went live, somebody came online. Somebody came here, like so fast. Very nice. So today we will speak about Sangha. Then tomorrow, I don't know if I'm getting class tomorrow, but next time we will speak about mantra, etc. You know these 5 principles. And you can also check. I mean, by these 5, you can check if your spiritual life is strong. You can check. You can check. Do you have good sangha, good association? Then, do you chant properly? Do you chant kirtan properly? Chant japa enough properly? Then, do you read shastra or hear shastra? And do you properly honor prasada? Not too much, not too little, not too tasty and not too untasty. And seva, are you engaged in the service properly or sufficiently, or not too much, not too little, also in a balanced way? And some people in the material world say that association is everything. So, and in our tradition, Vaishnava tradition, we have actually very clearly defined how to associate with those who are junior, who are senior, who are equal. Of course, devotee never considers anybody to be equal or higher than him. No, no lower, sorry. No, equal or lower than him. So he considers himself lower than everybody else. And but we can say maybe seniority, or if, I don't know, somebody maybe someone has come maybe later, or maybe someone is taking more responsibility or is more experienced. And actually, seniority by age doesn't necessarily mean that one is more spiritually advanced. Seniority doesn't give you wisdom. Who is the main speaker of the Bhagavatam? He's a teenager. He's a teenager, naked teenager, isn't it? Yes. Naked teenager, Shukadeva Goswami. So when I preach to young people, I tell them, well, the main person from whom we are learning is 16 years old, from Shukadeva Goswami. And they like it very much. So they say, I don't know if there's English saying or a proverb. In my language it says skimsi onakasi. It means that with whom you associate, this is how you become, or this is how you are, this is how is your character. Because there is influence, through association there is influence. And there is different types of association. You can associate with someone in person, but also you can associate with someone through hearing. You can associate with someone through learning from them, hearing. You can through instruction, through Vani. And therefore there is Vani and Vapu. You can associate through like physical presence of a guru or of a devotee, and then also through his vani or his sound vibration, his teachings, his instructions. And we have Srila Prabhupada has explained about vani and vapu, and we say that vani is more important than vapu. So associating through the sound vibration, associating through the teachings, and by hearing and by following and applying the teachings is more important than associating with the physical form, physical presence. And then usually we choose with whom we associate, but sometimes we are not happy and with whom we associate, and when people are not happy with maybe with the partner, a marriage partner or a spouse, they're not happy, and then they change the partner. They change the partner. Then they think they will be more happy like this. And then when you are in Krishna consciousness, either living in the temple or living outside or working, and then you have an opportunity. You have opportunity to associate with different people. And now, how you associate is very important. You can associate in a way that is actually beneficial for both of you. You can have, for example, association of a guru and not benefit because you don't know how to associate properly. You may maybe criticize him. You don't understand how to associate. You don't understand how much benefit you can get by hearing, by learning, by serving. And so therefore we learn from the scriptures how to associate. We learn how to approach, for example, a spiritual master. Tadvidi pranipatina pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnana jnanastatra darshina. So we approach humbly, inquire humbly, we have a service attitude, we do some service, we offer obeisances, show great respect. You know this namaste? Greeting, namaste. So today, because of the virus, more and more people do namaste. Even politicians, instead of shaking hands, they do namaste. So you can have very good association, but not take advantage of it. And some people maybe had an opportunity to be with Srila Prabhupada, but didn't take advantage. They didn't become devotees. They didn't learn from him. They didn't follow his teachings. So, but someone may associate for 1/11 of the second, lava matra, sarvasiddhi, lava matra sadhu sangha sarvasiddhihaya, the 1/11 of the second, that's like a very short moment. If one even sees for a second or touches or whatever, or hears for a second, he can actually have a benefit and get the seed of devotional service. Sometimes somebody would help Srila Prabhupada go up the stairs, some person or passerby, and they would actually, their spiritual life will start just by this, by helping for a fraction of a moment. Then now through the internet you can associate with so many people by seeing them, by hearing from them, and you can learn what they are doing and hear this and that, and it's overflow of information. So you associate through information. Again, so information is sound vibration. It's either written or it's heard or you can see and hear. And in this way you associate with different people. So we had last week, we were practicing this success partnership, where I was proposing that devotees use their time very wisely to associate in a high quality way, and to use, if they meet for 1 hour in a day, that they both get maximum benefit from this. How? By having a structured conversation, structured association, not just spontaneous. You can sit and waste time for 1 hour talking about this and that, and like randomly, or criticizing, or I'm not sure, I don't know, whatever, or talking about some mundane things. But if you understand that life is passing very quickly and you can die at any moment, nowadays also the probability of dying is very high. It's like a global phenomena. So, and when people are in danger, they turn to God. When people are in danger, they turn to God. Thank you. And when the danger is gone, they forget about Him again. So this is the mentality of the conditioned souls. They will call upon God when they are in trouble, and when they get better, when the conditions get better, they actually again forget about God and focus on their own pleasure, on their own sense gratification. So Parikshit Maharaj knew that he will die in 7 days. We don't know if we will live in the next 7 minutes. We don't have this luxury or advantage of knowing when we will die. Because if we would know, we would prepare. Imagine that this is the last day of your life. How would you prepare? With whom would you associate? How would you talk to people? How you will have this sangha? How will you have this association? Every moment is so precious. And we have these communications, daily communications. So what we talk about, you can joke, you can talk about this and that, and so many things. But actually life is passing very quickly. And it's not that we have to be in paranoia, but again, one can have meaningful conversations, deep conversations that elevate. And this is in the Bhagavad Gita is mentioned, enlightening each other. Devotees are enlightening each other. They're discussing how to make advancement, and how to serve better, how to develop godly qualities. So you basically, more or less, you can choose how you associate and with whom you associate, and what kind of communications or conversations you have. And what is this? Like, if we listen to Srila Prabhupada, we get so much knowledge, huge amount of knowledge in many areas of life. But also what we hear, when we hear a pure devotee speaking, we actually hear his voice. We hear the color of his voice. We hear the mood, which radiates. His mood radiates through his voice, to the sound of his voice. And Srila Prabhupada's voice radiates love. Srila Prabhupada's voice radiates love. And you can hear some people, their voice radiate love. Sometimes some people, just by listening to the sound of someone's voice, you can actually understand his character. You can maybe hear when someone speaks that he's a little envious, or you can hear that he's very compassionate, or very soft-hearted, and things like that. And there is this, I haven't studied it, I got this material, I think Krishna Kshetra Maharaj, he gave a course on that, and one of his disciples sent me this slideshow, which is, it's called Sonic Theology. Sonic Theology is actually attempt to scientifically explain the power of prayers, the power of spiritual sound, the power of religious sound. And if you're interested, I have, it's only 3 megabytes. I can send it to you and you can study.
What is it?
Sonic Theology.
Sonic.
Sonic Theology. You cannot find it on the internet. I think, I don't know, maybe you have access to torrents or whatever. But I have a, yeah, I can share it with anybody who wants to have it. And so, you have heard of this experiment with water and playing music to the water? Yeah, you have heard about this. I don't know if it's mentioned there within this, but there are some other studies, other research done in relation to the sound vibration. So basically, when we associate, there is a lot of exchange of sound, and sound is our speech, how we talk. So you can choose to actually how you speak. You can decide that I want to have a high quality communication with people. I don't want to just speak nonsense or some shallow things. One of the great causes of frustration amongst people is shallow breathing. I mean, shallow breathing is the cause of bad health. Shallow breathing is the cause of bad health, and shallow thinking is the cause of frustration and cause of shallow communication. What does shallow mean in German? Shallow. Opposite of deep. Opposite of deep.
Something like small talk.
Small talk also, yeah. Opposite of deep. Yeah, small talk, gossip, small talk. Speaking about material things. Prajalpa. Yes. Yeah, that's a perfect example of shallow communication. Prajalpa. And Prajalpa is described as one of the obstacles by Rupa Goswami. So we want to have association where there is no Prajalpa. There is also one Prajalpa called Prajapa. When you speak Prajalpa during Japa, it's called Prajapa. So this is also actually my diagnosis for my own life and my own diseases, and probably disease of many people, including devotees, is that we interrupt our japa. Interrupting japa. There is always something else to do. You know, scratch your head, look at there's something on the wall here. My God, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Probably in your japa workshop you had maybe such kind of demonstrations. So there is always something else to do, and if one is serious about japa, then he just doesn't touch the phone, doesn't touch the laptop, doesn't answer the calls. If someone approaches you and wants to talk to you, then you can say, sorry, I'm chanting now. If it's not life and death, I think you should not eat during the class.
Okay, sorry.
I have not seen this. I don't know why. Maybe you have a different standard.
No,
okay.
Just because of the coffee.
Ah, okay. You have coffee. Okay. So, no, you are just melting it. You are not eating.
Yeah.
You are melting. Okay. So, what did I just say? I'm speaking about. Just forgot. This doesn't work now. You see? No. Before, after that, this stopped working.
Somebody approaches you and then you're chanting.
Oh yes, somebody approaches you, you're chanting. You can say, "Sorry, if it's not urgent." Yeah.
No, it has some, I don't know.
Yeah.
disturbance.
Yes, it happened this morning also. If it's not something super urgent, then you can excuse yourself and say, "Okay, let us finish our rounds, or let us chant, or would you like to chant with me?" Not too loud. So, because we say sometimes first things first, japa first. So make it the top priority. Make it the top priority. Then you show how we are going to show Krishna that we are serious about our japa. If we don't do it in one go. For example, good japa is if you do it in one go, without interruption. Imagine somebody talks to you and then they look around, look at the watch. So similarly, this is what we do. We are addressing Krishna, we are inviting Krishna, and then we are ignoring him. So one aspect of Vaishnava Sangha is showing respect to Krishna, showing respect to philosophy or Krishna consciousness. And to the Shastra also, to the mantra, to the Shastra. And of course, when we communicate respectfully with each other, very respectfully. And you may say, well, I know these things already. But the question is how much we are practicing it and how much we really cultivate respect from within. I mean, on the outside you can show some respect, but can you see another person as a part of God and somebody who is respectable or worthy of respect? And you see them as a worthy being or a child of God, somebody who is dear to God? Can we see people like this? And now, of course, there is Vaishnava etiquette, and Narada Muni was explaining in the story of Dhruva Maharaj how we should behave when we meet a person who is more qualified, equal, or less qualified. Do you know that? Yes? Somebody can try? How should you behave with someone who is more qualified?
I only know about when one is initiated and when one is not when one is chanting japa, we should pay obeisances. No, we should show respect, and then when one is initiated, we should offer our respectful obeisances, and then.
Do you have nectar of instruction here? If you have, you can find that verse. But this is not the verse I'm talking about. Is there a third canto there, no?
Of course.
351 or 321:51. No. I was reading, we were discussing this verse about fearlessness, and I think this verse comes just before that one.
23:50.
It's Devahuti's Lamentation chapter. It's 21. 321, 51, or 323, 51. Devahuti's Lamentation.
Yeah. That's about fearlessness.
So before that, can you see the verse before? But before, how do I get the verse before that one? Give me the verse before. Oh, like this, sliding. Okay. No, that's not right. It's Narada Muni saying this in the story of Dhruva Maharaj. This is not story of Dhruva Maharaj, this is Kardama Muni. So it's 4, Dhruva returns home, chapter 4, Canto 4, and I don't know what's the number of the chapter. And then if you anyway you can look. I will speak and you can find this verse. So it's a different. You have given one evidence about how to relate to others. Somebody who is initiated, who is not initiated, and like this. But this is other verse. Other point is. When we meet someone who is less qualified, we should be compassionate, isn't it like this? And when somebody is equal, we should make friends with them. And when somebody is superior, then we should serve them and learn from them, something like that. Yeah, so there is different descriptions of how we should relate to people, how we should associate with people. And but always there is respect. If maybe there is no love, but there is in the beginning or something, but then always there is respect. There is great respect. And you may say, but how can I respect conditioned souls, but they are so imperfect? You know, why should I respect them? They're sort of, well, especially those conditioned souls who are trying to become perfect, like devotees, they are very respectful because, you know, they are on the path of self-realization. They have taken up the greatest challenge to give up the material world. They are really, really worthy of our respect. You know? So wow, you are 1 in a million. You are 1 in a million. You have, Prabhupada said to his disciples, you are 1 in a million. In the Bhagavad Gita it is said, Manushanam Sahasreshu Kach Yatati Sithe. Yes, say. Louder, please. Louder. Okay. Kashim Mameti Tatvataha. So 1 in a million. So he said, you are 1 in a million. Devotees are so rare, so we should respect devotees. And then when we go beyond respect, then we go into the area of love. Then we want to love devotees, show some love. 6 loving exchanges. The 6 loving exchanges is how actually we should associate. But it's not just sentimental thing. It's just patting each other on the back and scratching. I scratch my back, you scratch my back. No, we are very supportive, but at the same time we can have tough conversations. It's called tough love. You heard about tough love? So sometimes we need to have very strict conversations. And sometimes I think this is also part of this whole idea of success partnership. I like to tell my friend, okay, shall we get up tomorrow at 3? Oh my God. Well, okay. Shall we chant tomorrow in one go, together or online or whatever? So I think in friendship, in this Sangha, among devotees, there should be very supportive attitude, loving attitude, affectionate attitude, but also sometimes a challenge. That we challenge each other, or we ask our friend to help us challenge ourselves with some goal of self-discipline. That would be, this is very nice Sangha. So some of you have attended last week this success partnership, and you know, when I say Sangha, I also refer to this, that this Sangha should be very powerful, where actually, when I think of my friend, I think of someone whom I can trust, my devotee friend, whom I can trust, whom I love, but at the same time, I'm a little bit like this, because I know he will actually help me to challenge myself. So it's a little bit like shaking, or a little bit apprehensive, maybe a little bit afraid. We can say that, oh my God, with this devotee, he loves me, but he also wants me to make advancement. Less? Yes.
We could also be afraid that, oh, he might slow me down.
What?
We could also be afraid that, oh, he might slow me down.
Slow you down. No, why should he slow you down? You have agreement that you are going to help each other go forward or go up. Yes, someone can slow you down if you are not able to speak openly with them that they are slowing you down, or that they, I don't know, that they are talking some, not very spiritual topics.
Yeah.
So devotees ask me sometimes, if somebody criticizes the other, do I have to stay? If somebody is senior and then he starts to criticize, do I have to stay? I say, no, you don't have to stay. You should cut his tongue. I mean, this is in the scriptures. If you cannot do that, you should defeat him philosophically about criticism, and if you cannot do that, you should leave. So you can always leave. So, I don't know, I'm not an authority, but you have my permission to leave. If you listen to me, I mean, if you choose to listen to me, you have my approval or my support in leaving. So you can leave the place where someone is criticized, and you have no obligation. If somebody has seniority or title or whatever, you have no obligation to stay. You can leave, because it's not practical to cut their tongue. If you cut their tongue, they cannot chant Hare Krishna anymore. If you defeat them philosophically, if they are senior, they may get offended. So better go. Better leave. So imagine this sangha where devotees are like warriors, like a team of foreign legion or SEAL.
Hare Krishna bandits.
How you say this? Marines, U.S. Marines, U.S. Marines who have like a tough training, and I have also told you about. I have told you about this motto of these Marines. Actually, they are not Marines; they are SEAL. SEAL and Marines are different, and sometimes they compete. But I forgot what's the difference. But they are both has to do something in water, in the sea, or combat, fighting. So this fascinating sentence. One of the best things I have read last year, when I was suffering like a dog. The only easy day was yesterday, and yesterday was hellish. So you can actually, how to say, you can expect more challenges in your life. But if you have powerful association, now in relation to these warriors, to these soldiers, they say, who passes all the tests? Is it someone who is like, he's the biggest muscles? No. One who passes the tests, they say, is the one who is most willing to cooperate and to help others. Do you know that? They have so many heavy tests, like, they're carrying things and they're torturing them, they're running, they're always pushing them over their limits, and they sometimes get very sick because they really torture the body. But it seems that the attitude is the deciding factor, not physical strength in this. So how much more this is important, this cooperative attitude for devotees. And Prabhupada said, your love for me will be shown how much you cooperate, and I'm sure Srila Prabhupada knew that this is hard, this is tough, this is difficult to do. In Kali Yuga is the age of quarrel and hypocrisy, and it's so hard to cooperate with anybody, family members, friends, relatives, so hard. There's always fighting, even over small things, and this is predicted in the Bhagavatam. There will be fight even over small things. People can kill you for $1 or something.
For touching their things.
Huh?
For touching their things.
Oh yeah, also. So When I was in Ecuador, I was trying to leave Guayaquil. I think it's the capital. Trying to leave it, but because I had this little bit different ticket, it's called standby ticket. So that's a ticket that you can enter only. It's a cheaper ticket. It's also round ticket. It's much cheaper ticket. Devotees couldn't buy me more expensive ticket, so they bought me this cheaper ticket. But you can enter only if there is space in the airplane. So if there is no space, then you have to wait for the next day or next day. And also, if there is cargo, they don't allow passengers to get on, to embark on the airplane, because every weight is extra. So I mean, instead of having my 60 kilo, they can put 60 kilo of cargo. So this is business. And because my ticket is cheaper, I have no right to complain, to object to this. And I was trying. Like one day, second day. And then when I would miss a flight, which was like evening flight, when I would miss a flight, then I have to go back. And devotees, they leave me and they leave me in the airport and they go back home. And now I have to figure out, I'm not sure how I came back, I think by taxi. But then the area where devotees live is a little bit like dangerous area, and there is like spooky characters. So, and I had all my money with me, which is not so much, but there is something. And amazingly, they could have robbed me. So I was trying. So I come to the temple, and it's a little strange. You go to some stairs and some, like walls and they are upstairs, and outside is such a noise that they don't hear actually the bell. They don't hear the bell. They are sleeping. It was 11, 12. And now these spooky people, or I don't know if they're criminals or local Babajis, huh? Local vagabonds or derelicts or what? Thugs. Okay, so you know what I mean. And they were looking at me because I'm not one of them. And they see, oh, these guys knew. And I have a bag. And then they said, oh, we can help you. We can help you to call them. But if you can pay us something. So I said, oh, they want money. So I didn't ask them for help because I know how to ring. But they insist on helping me because they want me to pay them. And we came to the point that I should pay them something. I should give them something. And I took my purse, and purse was full of cash. And I took like $2 or something, or maybe $2-3. And they were happy with that. Fortunately. So, but why I'm telling this short story is because sometimes people can kill you for $10. If you don't give them $10, they kill you and take you everything you have, $15 or whatever you have, to get more money by killing you. And they don't care. For them, it's not a problem to kill you. So there is, in the age of Kali, people are fighting or they are quarreling and things like that. It's very difficult to cooperate. So one aspect of Sangha is to actually make a special effort to cooperate. And lately I have been counseling Grihasthas, and for them it's sometimes difficult. They have differences. And so I propose that they try to talk. So instead of quarreling, you can talk. Did you know that? You can sit and say, okay, let us all sit on the same size of the table. But for this you need willingness of both people. You cannot have only one person wanting to cooperate. Okay, let's look what we are dealing with here. Oh my God, it's coming to 20%. Okay, I'll finish. I'll finish before it expires. So, you can sit and discuss and come to a conclusion, and we call it win-win. You can come to a win-win conclusion. So at least the lowest form of win-win is actually compromise. Compromise is the lowest form of win-win. But it's better than nothing. And win-win is actually should be that you come up with a better solution than both of you originally proposed. This is called third alternative or synergy. Third alternative. Here is my proposal, here is your proposal, and we will discuss with this spirit of cooperation, we come actually to something that is better for both of us than original proposals. If we are in the mode of goodness and we are willing to talk, we are willing to find a solution that is better. And for this, people need to listen to each other, to understand, possibly to repeat, that so that I'm sure you understand me. So please repeat. What have you understood from what I said? And you say, well, I understood this. Oh no, this is not what I meant. So then I explain it again. And, so they make sure they understand each other's needs. They understand each other's views and perceptions, and then they can come up with something that is good for both of them. And it's so good when you do that. Then your relationship improves like anything. Next time, more trust, you're always willing to, whenever we have a conflict, we sit and discuss, like human beings. So it's hard work, but it's very, very powerful. And what you achieve by this, God is pleased. God is pleased. It is said that in the story of Prachetas, that Vishnu came and he said, I'm very pleased with your friendly relationships. Now you can ask any benediction from me. So it's worth it to make an effort to actually cooperate, to have a friendly relationship. So these are some ideas about Sangha, and you can have with, actually, I call it dynamic relationship with everyone. Instead of having, scared relationship, like, I can't tell anything and they shouldn't tell me anything, and There was one devotee, I will not mention his name. He came once in one country, so everything will be vague, what I say. Once he came in one country and he said, oh, we don't step on each other's toes. And I thought, what? We don't step on each other's toes? What does that mean? And then later, actually, he left. He had serious problems. This kind of understanding, we should not step on each other's toes if we don't agree to that, but we should discuss things. If something is wrong, we should discuss it, we should correct it. But sometimes the false ego is so big that we cannot hear from others, and therefore people give up telling us anything. They try and they give up. They say, oh, he never listens, he knows everything. So if you know everything, you cannot learn anything. That's just the fact. If you know everything, you cannot learn anything from anyone, including the one you say you are following. I am following only Prabhupada. But you're not learning even from Prabhupada. You're not listening. So what I'm not following from Prabhupada, I can give you a list. I know everything because I'm also very good at seeing other people's faults. So, you think you know everything, you're following only Prabhupada, but is this really true? Let's examine it, if you want. Then we examine myself also, not only you, to be fair. But people can actually, in a very friendly attitude, I think like this morning I mentioned, instead of waiting for people to tell me what I'm doing wrong, actually I should approach them and ask them, how can I improve? This is much better. Much better. Harinamananda Prabhu, who was several years, he was first in the world in Sankirtan, in book distribution. He would approach every devotee for blessings. before the marathon, and he would win the marathon. Every devotee, no matter how small, big, every devotee, he doesn't come only to his Guru Maharaj, please give me blessings to distribute, to be first in marathon. No, he asks every devotee because he respects everyone. Hare Krishna. I should not touch it because Hare Krishna. Aha, if I hit it, it works better. So let's see the percentage. 10%. Okay, a few more minutes. A few more minutes we can use. So thank you very much for listening. I gave you some couple of ideas how you can look at the Sangha, how you can associate with others. Do you have any questions about the first principle of success? We are discussing 5 principles and this is the first one. So do you have any questions? Sangha. How is this first Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhihaya?
Starts with Sadhu Sangha only. Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoy.
Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhihaya, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha. No, something is missing.
Satsang.
No. There is a verse which explains that even if you associate with the sadhu 1/11 of the second, then you can attain perfection. It says Sarva Siddhihaya, you can attain perfection. It doesn't say when you will attain perfection and what else you need to do in between. Shastra is expert in tricking us into surrendering. But Shastra is written by very smart people. So, yes, okay. Thank you very much. Yes.
When we try to improve, it's sometimes very difficult. I mean, to change the character is quite a big process and a difficult thing. So, I think this takes a lot of time and effort, and even it's very rare also that people change. If they're very conditioned, that they can change to the better. It's really rarely happening because I often hear, he will never change or whatever like this.
Vuk dlaku mijenja, ali čud nikako. It means, you know this is a jackal who fell into a blue color. You remember that story? And then the jackal started thinking that he's God or something because he's blue. No, people started thinking that the jackal is God because he's blue. But when he started to show his sound, then he saw that. I don't know this story very well. You can change your dress, but you don't change your character. But actually, we spoke about this the last days, that the Vedas are meant for changing the character. And it requires practice. We practice this we try to be nice. And okay, I tell you a little funny story. I have a friend, a devotee, who used to be almost like a criminal before Bhakti Yoga, a tough guy. And I was telling him he should smile to devotees. Even if it's a little bit artificial, but try to smile to devotees, instead of having long face. And he was going to devotees, smiling, Hare Krishna. And then he came to Krishna Kshetra Maharaj and also tried to smile like this. And Krishna Kshetra Maharaj, because he's a very advanced devotee and he can understand very clearly if your smile is artificial. So he gave him back the same smile, artificial smile. And my friend got so frightened and he came running to me. Why are you telling me to do this nonsense? Krishna Kshetra Maharaj is ridiculing me. He's making fun of me. I said, yeah, but it's better to do this than to be like dark face or something. It's not so bad. He said, but he hurt me. He did this smile to me which was not real. And then he accepted later. But so why I'm saying this is that sometimes you may look artificial even to yourself, how you're trying to be nice and this and that. But actually, over time, it becomes natural. I remember when I started encouraging people as a coach, I didn't feel it so much, but now I feel it more because I was practicing. Okay, so thank you. Oh, you question?
I want to say something very shortly because today I was out, not for long, for short time, and I met a young, very nice man,
Uh-huh.
and he stopped because lunchtime stopped. He didn't want, but he stopped. Yes. I saw it. Exactly at the beginning to speak, so very patiently he was listening to me. So, but I saw no it is not what I want. That's not what I wanted him to take the book.
Vijay Gorang
Because I saw he yes, and he was speaking. That's about to change character. And at first he was asking some questions. So absolutely very hard to say gross questions. Gross, yeah. And then the next questions were already a bit softer. And then the next questions were already a bit softer. And I answered, and I looked at him to touch his, to touch here, I didn't know exactly what to do. I was very attentive because I wanted him to take the book. Really. Yes. And then at the end, he didn't ask any questions. He did only this way. He did only this way. Yes. So his character was already changed.
It's like an instant transformation in 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. This is a miracle.
And he took a book.
Which one?
Chant and be happy.
Chant and be happy. Fantastic. Haribo.
Gita, yeah. I didn't manage. I wanted, but okay.
Next time.
Next time.
He will have this
So
desire.
that's about changing the